An Iranian researcher has gained gold medal at the competitions of innovation and modern research of the Malaysian Higher Education Institutes. Mahmoud Mogavemi has invented a machine to improve the mobility of the people who suffer from spinal cord disability. To reach that goal, the professor of the University of Malaya has managed to process the cerebral waves and connect them to the wheelchair. Mogavemi has already registered 45 inventions in the field of computer and electronics. The renowned Iranian professor has also observed many dissertations of the postgraduate students in various fields such as telecommunications, diagnosis of skin cancer, medical imaging, killing agricultural pests, pasteurization of liquids. The first phase of Bushehr nuclear power plant's desalination factory was unveiled recently in presence of the head of Atomic Energy Organization of Iran in Ali Akbar Salehi. Speaking on the sidelines of the ceremony marking inauguration of the project, Salehi said that the AEOI plans to manufacture nuclear reactors for desalination of seawater. He added the negotiations are underway with Russia to build new nuclear power plants in Bushehr. Desalination refers to any of the several processes that remove some of the amount of salt and other minerals from saline water. The factory will work with a capacity of 10,000 cubic meters. It will secure the industrial water for Bushehr atomic plant and the potable water for the region. The head of the AEOI said that at the moment the desalination factory produces 5,000 cubic meters of water each day. Salehi expressed hope that within the coming months the production of the factory will reach 10,000 cubic meters so that it will provide nearly 20% of desalinated water in Bushehr region. He added that the Islamic Republic has always come out with new achievements despite attempts to restrict its progress. Salehi emphasized that Iran will work for more breakthroughs in the field of nuclear technology, particularly in the areas of agriculture, health and medicine within the next 3 years. He noted that the country is set to sign an agreement for the construction of 2 new nuclear power plants in the southern province of Bushehr. In September 2013, Iran officially took over from Russia the first units of its 1,000 megawatt nuclear power plant in Bushehr for 2 years. The initial construction of the Bushehr facility began in 1975 by German companies, but the work was halted following the 1979 Islamic Revolution. After signing a deal on the construction of nuclear power plants in 1992, Iran and Russia reached an agreement in 1995 to complete the power plant. The 2014 Summer Youth Olympic Games held its closing ceremony in Nanjing, the capital of East China's Jiangsu province, recently. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang attended the ceremony at the Nanjing Olympic Sports Center. President of the International Olympic Committee Thomas Bach announced the conclusion of the Games after delivering a closing speech. Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown, Djibouti's Prime Minister Abdul Kadir Kamil Mohammed and Madagascar's Prime Minister Kolo Roger were also present at the event. The Youth Olympics, a sporting event for youths around the world, was proposed by former International Olympic Committee President Jacques Rogge. Singapore hosted the inaugural Youth Olympics in 2010. The 12-day athletic tournament is for young athletes aged between 15 and 18. This year, more than 3,700 athletes from 204 countries and regions competed in 28 sports events held in 35 venues. China sent 123 athletes to the Games, topping the gold medal tally and overall medal table with 37 gold, 13 silvers and 13 bronzes. The third Summer Youth Olympic Games will be held in the Argentine capital of Buenos Aires in 2018. Traditional meat-stuffed mooncakes are flying off the shelves at bakeries in Shanghai, with the Mid-Autumn Festival less than 2 weeks away. Despite numerous new flavors of mooncake having appeared on the market in recent years, meat-stuffed mooncakes remain the favorite for Shanghai residents. A Shanghai resident said one will want to eat the meat-stuffed mooncakes first and then will buy the sweet mooncakes for the Mid-Autumn Festival. A huge line of customers have been following outside the prestigious bakery on Shanghai's Huahe Road every morning in recent days, but the long wait has not put off eager customers. The massive demand has stopped the shop to limit each customer's purchase to no more than 60 meat-filled mooncakes. The situation has been similar at another meat-stuffed mooncake shop on downtown East Nanjing Road. Hundreds of mooncakes were sold out within just 10 minutes of coming out of the oven. According to the bakery owner, they have been selling around 70,000 to 80,000 mooncakes a day and expect sales to reach over 100,000 on the day of the Mid-Autumn Festival, which this year falls on September 8th. To celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival, Chinese families like to gather together for dinner and eat mooncakes, symbolizing the happiness of reunion. The Dujiangyan Wolong Giant Panda Disease Control Center in southwest China's Sichuan province, the first such facility in China, has taken good care of dozens of aged and sick giant pandas. Established in 2012, the Panda Disease Control and Prevention Center has so far held a total of 20 giant pandas. Located at Shikiao Village, Qingchenshan Township, covering an area of 600,000 square meters, the center consists of a lab, a veterinary hospital and 40 enclosures. Zhang Hemin, director of China Research and Conservation Center for Giant Pandas, said the base mainly serves as a disease control and prevention center for pandas. Sick pandas are transferred here for treatment and they also can stay here for rehabilitation. Of course, pandas exiting and entering abroad are also to stay here for quarantine. Zhang said aged pandas in the center are given a bigger enclosure each, with a garden covering 100 square meters, but they are not yet open to the public due to their health conditions. Zhang added pandas who are over 25, which are considered to be aged, are entitled to enjoy the welfare and to be looked after here. So this is a base providing facilities for the giant pandas to maintain good health. Fisheries officials of Pacific Rim countries gathered for a 4-day international conference in Fukuoka, Japan, to discuss how to save dwindling stocks of bluefin tuna. The key issue is Japan's proposal to cut by half catches of young tuna weighing less than 30 kilograms. The population of bluefin tuna in the Pacific Ocean has plummeted to less than one-third of the level of 20 years ago. Overfishing of young tuna is being blamed. Officials from Japan, South Korea and US and Taiwan attended along with other countries and territories with fishing interests in the northern Pacific. Japan's proposal goes a step further than an agreement reached at last year's conference. The decision then was to cut catches of young bluefin tuna by at least 50% from the average annual haul during the 3 years from 2002. The Central Japan Railway Company has applied for government permission to build a high-speed magnetically levitated train line between Tokyo and Nagoya. The company plans to start the construction later this year, at the earliest, soon after it obtains a government approval. It wants to begin the train service in 2027. Central Japan Railway's project leader Mamuro Uno visited the Transport Ministry in Tokyo recently. He submitted an application for approval on the train line construction plan, along with an environmental assessment report. The ministry will study the technical feasibility and safety of the project, as well as its impact on the environment and local residents before giving the go-ahead. Central Japan Railway Vice President Shin Kaneko said at the press conference the railway company hopes to begin procedures such as local briefings and land purchases once the application is accepted. The company officials say the cutting-edge trains will link Tokyo and Nagoya, a distance of about 290 kilometers, in 40 minutes. Japan's Imperial Household Agency has completed a multi-volume life record of Emperor Hirohito, known as Emperor Showa, after his death. Agency Chief Noriyuki Kazuoka presented it to Emperor Akihito and Empress Michiko recently. The current emperor is the elder son of Emperor Showa. The 61-volume, 12,000-page record is expected to shed more light on his reign from 1926 to 1989, including the years during the World War II. It took the agency more than 24 years to complete the volumes. The record chronicles the emperor's daily activities and related political and social circumstances based on about 3,000 materials. They include official documents and diaries belonging to his aides, imperial family members, and prime ministers. The agency also interviewed about 50 people. The agency says that due to his long reign, the record is the longest of any emperor to date. It says the compilation work cost more than $2.2 million, excluding personal expenses. Officials had initially planned to complete the work by early 2006, but they say it took time to confirm the facts, and the discovery of new reference materials also added to their work. The agency plans to make the record public in mid-September and publish it in stages over 5 years, starting early next year. Emperor Showa was born in 1901 and died in 1989 at the age of 87. Thousands of people have taken part in an earthquake drill in central Tokyo last week. Firefighters and police were among 10,000 participants. Some practiced cardiopulmonary resuscitation and learned how to use medical equipment to revive victims. Rescue workers and medical specialists from 4 countries also took part in the simulation. Officials with the Tokyo Metropolitan Government have agreed with their counterparts in other Asian countries to cooperate in case of a large-scale disaster. Officials across Japan marked a Disaster Awareness Day on September 1st to coincide with the anniversary of the 1923 Great Kanto earthquake. The former Chinese beauty queen Diana Zhu said that Sri Lanka is an extremely beautiful country. She said that she is delighted for being able to visit Sri Lanka. She said this at the Sri Lankan tour of the 2014 China Beauty Queen Contest finalists. During the tour, the Chinese beauty contestants obtained vegetables grown by organic fertilizer as part of the contest. They were given a time frame to work to prepare the food. The Chinese contestants are due to undertake several activities of this nature during the contest. Their tour was jointly organized by the Cinnamon Grand Hotel Group and the Sri Lankan Airlines. The 2012 beauty queen Diana Show also joined this tour. A cultural show with the team Sri Lankan Night was held, which attracted the attention of the crowd. It was presented to enlighten the beauty queen finalists about Sri Lankan folks' lives. The earliest Chuseok holiday in 38 years has forced early harvests of fruits for memorial services as well. But the frequent rainfalls and the lack of sunshine in August have rendered fruits tasteless and may even disrupt rice production. This is an orchard in Naju, South Jeolla province, where 20% of Korea's pear produce is grown. However, due to rain, many pears have become black and rotten. Even the paper pouches wrapped around the undamaged pears are full of rainwater. Farmers are busy harvesting the fruit for the upcoming Chuseok holiday, but the current flavor of the fruit is a problem. Kim Jin-ho, a farmer, says the fruits have been watered down, which negatively affects their sweetness. Naju pears registered 12 bricks of sweetness on average, but this year pears barely yielded above 11 bricks on average. A lack of sunshine has made the fruits taste bland. The sunshine duration in August was only 62% of the previous nationwide level and only 55% for southern regions of Korea. It rained on average 2 out of 3 days, so crops have not seen much sunlight before harvest. Many of the rice grains of the early cultivated variety have failed to fatten up rice flowers, also blooming 5 days later than usual. So this year's rice harvest is dependent on future weather. Park Won-gui of the Regional Agricultural Research and Extension Services said the amount of sunshine determines the rate of rice cultivation. Concerns are growing over the late summer rainstorms, which have damaged fruit and rice production in certain regions.